My name is Maya, and I want to thank you so much for coming to this event. I am the program director for We Got Game. I will say now, closed captioning is enabled and can be turned on by participants. Here at Inform Your Community, we offer events that combine really important, impactful information with having fun. So you can visit us at our website, www.informyourcommunity.org. You can find our social media links right at the bottom of that website. And you can tell your friends to sign up for our mailing list at the top right of our website. Once more, www.informyourcommunity.org. And of course, you can donate rather using our donate link at the top right of that page. If you are watching the recording of this video, hello, my friends. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. This event is part of our We Got Game program named Much to Discuss, where we host a fun virtual game night where you learn about an important issue. Today, we're going to be learning about productive discourse through our games, which are going to be a trivia and a scavenger hunt. So the good news, the winner of each game is going to get bragging rights and a digital certificate to show off. We also have a prize for the overall winner who gets the most points. Winners in the contiguous 48 will receive a physical prize. Winners outside the contiguous 48, email me. You can find me at mgoldstone@informyourcommunity.org. Winners are responsible for getting us their addresses, and we do have a tiebreaker if there is an equal number of points between multiple people. To help us facilitate our games and troubleshoot our tech, we do have our incredible CEO and founder, the amazing Stacey Carrillo. Stacey's been a college professor working closely with the ideas of productive discourse for 20 years, and she's authored 7 books on communication. We are so incredibly thrilled to have her co-facilitating this event. We've also got me, like I said, the magnificent Maya Goldstone, We Got Game program director. Throughout the games and the event in general, if you have any questions or comments on the topic, please feel free to unmute yourself or talk or write in the chat. And as a fair warning, and we will address this when we get there, for the scavenger hunt, which is going to be our second game, we do require a camera to be on. But without further ado, thank you guys for coming, and let's get started and have some fun. Let me introduce Stacey for our first game. Stacey, take it away.
Excellent. So happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you for coming. So, without further ado, we have our trivia. And so I will tell you the rules of this trivia game. First of all, when you know the answer, you can feel free, raise your hand, give us a hand raise emoji, shout it out, or otherwise let us know. Make sure you let us know you're ready to answer the question, but don't actually answer it yet so we can call on you. And then we'll call on you and you can let us know the answer. Host has final decision making for points awarded, and that host is Maya. And then Maya will also write down the points won by each player, and each correct item is worth 1 point. So without further ado, let's get move on here. Our first question for trivia is, and you can feel free also to put your answers in the chat, is within 10 minutes of a conversation, how much of what was said is actually recalled, typically? So essentially, like, what do we remember when we have a conversation? So, and Maya, if you can let us know who gets to that answer first. Is it 90%, 68%, 50%, or 10%? Oh, here we go. I can see.
We've got a thumbs up in the chat.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us. You can go ahead and put in the chat. The answer B. It is not the answer. It is not. Let's see. I think everybody would be very surprised to know what the answer is. Do you have a second? Do you have a second choice? Let's see if anybody has a second choice there. If you had to guess, it's not B, it's 68%. Should I give you I'll give folks a hint. It's a lot less than you would think it is. Okay, it's actually 10%. 10% of what was in a conversation is what we actually remember. The rest of what we remember is typically spent on what we expected to happen. because we have a lot of expectations of how a conversation is going to go. And then somebody asks you, well, what did you guys talk about? And oftentimes it is more of what we expected the conversation to go than what was actually said, if we needed all those details. So, but some people may have a really good memory, so that works out too. All right, our second question is, who famously wrote out the 110 rules of civility and decent behavior, copied and edited from the French Jesuits? Was it Henry Clay, George Washington, Nelson Mandela, or Oprah Winfrey? Let's see. And the
We've got an
answer,
answer.
drum roll, drum roll. First choice here is B. Yes, that is the first choice. That is the correct choice. So yes, George Washington did it. And if you believe it, George Washington did it when he was a teenager. Could you imagine doing that when you're a teenager? So very impressive. And if you look it up today, you'll still find George Washington listed as the author there. It was also the rules that George Washington himself followed as kind of his guiding rules for life and how he behaved. Excellent. Okay, so now number 3. Which of these terms is best defined as the ability to bear trouble calmly and to refrain from meanness and pettiness? Let's try that again. The ability to bear trouble calmly and to refrain from meanness and pettiness.
We've got an answer. That
Let's
answer is C.
That's right. Magnanimity. I just think it's a fun word to say, isn't it? All of these are fun words to say. Provisionalism, graciousness, magnanimity, empathy. And empathy is the one that we may know the most of all. But there's these other terms that are super important as well. So magnanimity, we have the answer here, what it means. But also provisionalism is the opportunity to, sit back, listen, reserve judgment. Exactly. And I think, so in the chat, we have a comment. I think that goes to graciousness. So this idea of being nice to each other more, right? We could just be nicer. So being gracious, to each other, and really being considerate and kind to each other is another thing that we want to do in conversation. You can imagine, how much smoother and more productive discourse or conversation would go if we engaged in provisionalism, graciousness, magnanimity, and empathy. All right, we're ready for question 4. Let's go. Whoops. Which of these are things you can do to engage in productive discourse? So let's see. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Which of these are things you can do to engage in productive discourse? So take a minute to be kind, even when disagreeing with someone. We can research a topic prior to an argument using reliable and credible sources to ensure you are as informed as possible. We can show your support online for opportunities for productive discourse. So, for example, like this, being a part of a conversation like this, but also when you're engaging in arguments on Facebook or something like that, we can try to use some of those terms from that last conversation, the last question, magnanimity and so forth, even in our online communication. And then D is all of the above. So let's see if we have any answers.
We do.
Great. And it looks like the top choice here is correct. It's D. D, yes. So D is our answer for this one, all of the above. Okay, that might have been an easy one for you. Let's see how we do in the next question. And it's the last question. Which of these is not, keyword not, ideal practice when engaging in productive discourse? So a little bit of a tricky question. You've got to answer it. You got to read them slowly. Let's see. Oh, do we already have an answer?
We do already have an answer.
That is great. So fantastic. Let's see. It is B, immediately jumping to conclusion. Yeah, that's a good thing not to do. That's part of that provisionalism we talked about before. So making sure we step back, wait, don't jump to conclusions right away. Also, what we can do is instead of doing that, instead of jumping to conclusions, we can give people the benefit of the doubt. We can practice everyday kind of active listening and conversations. And that looks like different things, but it can look like nodding, right? Showing that you're paying attention. Even emojis sometimes can help us out with that. Thumbs up, right? Can help us show that we're active listening. And we can attempt to find common ground. So even when we're disagreeing on something, we can say things like, you know, um, I agree with you about this point. This one, maybe not, but I understand what you're saying with there. You can ask follow-up questions. All those things are really helpful for productive discourse. And then in the chat, we do have the comment of be kind. You do not know what people are going through. Absolutely. And that's where that empathy is. Imagine, a situation that a person could be in that might be tough, that might be lending themselves to be reacting a certain way or communicating a certain way. Certainly none of us deserve to be treated poorly, but it is appropriate to have some empathy for others. So thank you for that. We definitely have a winner for that. Our winner is, drum roll, please. Deborah, thank you, Deborah, for being our winner of this game. I'm so appreciative of that. We are going to now see, are you ready, Maya, for the next game?
I am absolutely ready.
Okay, let's see. Is our audience ready? Everybody's ready. And how cute is this graphic? I have to say, it's a cute graphic. I thought we did a good job on this one. If I do say so myself. Um, Maya, are you ready to tell us what the rules are for this?
If you want to go ahead and flip to the rules, I would be so very stoked.
Excellent. Now this is such a fun game. I cannot wait for us to participate. I think I'm going to participate in this as well. Go ahead, Maya.
I am going to try. So, my friends, welcome to our scavenger hunt. We do have a couple of rules. So, for this, we do need webcams on so that Stacey or myself can see who gets back first. I am going to show the name of three items or three words on the slide. Sometimes they, may not seem specific to the topic. Some are metaphors for related ideas. Sometimes they're going to be kind of hard. There's a method to the madness. I promise I will explain after. We do have a limited time, about 30 to 45 seconds, up to find up to three items. Then all players who come back to the starting position before the countdown ends qualify to show their items, time permitting. Then players will rush to find those items, show them on the webcam when I call you out. And then within that allotted time, the first one back with those three items gets a bonus point. Whoa.
Oh,
And then we will write down,
sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
we will write down the points won by each player. Each item is worth 1 point. So, without further ado, are we ready?
Ready in the chat. Are we ready? Everybody, let's see. We got this. Okay, first
Do
one.
we, Deborah, do we feel okay turning on our camera? Do we know how to do that?
I think I might. Yeah, I think that one's on me. So we're going to go ahead and continue with the game while I sort that out. Hold on. Actually, hold
Okay.
on. I think I have to take off the screen share to do that. So just give me 1 second. It was a
Okay.
it was a setting I changed because of our drama at the beginning of the event. So
Loverly, loverly, loverly. Let me set up a timer.
that should do that. Okay, fantastic. So now I'm going to share again. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Okay, go for it.
All right. I have 45 seconds on the clock. I'm even going to turn my camera off so I can go hunting. And your words are home, clay, and class. On your marks, get set, go. All right, my friends, that is time.
Let's see. Let's see. This one was surprisingly easy for me. Usually I'm like the worst when I participate. I don't always participate. When I participate, usually I'm the worst. But this time, and Deborah, you should be able, anybody here should be able to put on their video now. There's their camera. So um
Mhm.
let's see, because we love to see what we have, but if you can't, that's fine as well. Um
My
and
darling, if you are curious as to where the camera icon is, if you go down to the bottom left of your screen next to that audio option, there should be a little video thing. You just hit that camera.
oh, there it is. Exactly.
There may also be a way for one of us to request.
I did. It's not working still.
Not working? That's fine. My computer does the same thing.
It may still be one of my settings. It's not that one. I have
Have
items
items
here.
here?
Oh, okay, so what?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
If
want
you
to? Okay,
want to unmute yourself or type in the chat what you've got, I will take note.
and I'm going to stop the share. See if that helps. Yeah. Why don't you, Maya, while I'm working on the tech issues, why don't you start with yours? How about that?
Sure. I don't have anything for clay, actually, which I think is the first time. Oh, Deborah's got clay pots, oatmeal soap with no bad ingredients, and a glass mug for tea.
Oh, I could use a tea
Nice. I
right
like
now.
that.
I could use a tea.
So that is three for you, my darling. I
That is,
have so home, class, and play. I don't have clay on me right now that I know of. Crazy that I don't have an item. But for calm, gonna flex for a moment. This is something that keeps me calm. This, if I could untangle just a little bit. For those of you who don't know, I'm an avid knitter.
I did not
And
know that.
so this
Oh,
is a dish towel that I'm making,
wow.
which looks significantly better on camera than it does in person, I fear.
It looks
Uh,
great.
Thank you. I'm quite proud of it. It's called Feather and Fan. Then for class, I have once more for those of you who do not know me or who are new, I'm a graduate student, and so I have one of my notebooks from cramming for my last set of exams. So it's got all my class notes in there.
That works. That works. This might be the only time I've ever gotten all three items. And I'm I'm gonna say I'm gonna be hard to beat. Although, you know, I see you out there. I see you. I do. So I don't know, can you see me, Maya?
I can see you.
Okay. So I don't know if anybody else can see me, but maybe I should stop sharing my screen again just to make
No,
sure.
we can see you. You're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Class notes from
So
university. Absolutely.
I have a whole, oh yeah, class notes from university. That'll do it. I have all of this sculpey clay, if anybody's heard of that.
Mhm.
It's like oven bake clay. You make it and then you bake it in the oven. I was actually super impressed that my apartment was organized enough that I could find that so quickly. I have my, it looks futuristic, right? This is my relaxing eye massager and heater. So I've actually taken to using this every morning now for like about a week. So very relaxing for me. So it makes me calm in the mornings. And then, and this is kind of funny, this is a folder from one of the classes I'm teaching this semester with all stuff in it, which I ran across the apartment to find. Meanwhile, literally right next to me, I have a folder from another class I'm teaching. So I don't know why I felt the need to run all the way across the room to get that. So, okay, we're ready for our next one.
Well, I gotta explain.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go. Oh, I'm so sorry. Of course. Go ahead.
Somewhat calming when cold inside, especially hot chocolate. Absolutely. So we have for calm, staying calm is super important for productive discourse. We've got a thumbs up, which is a symbol in our curriculum, which you can find on our infographic and on our website. Helps to let people know that we're doing okay. It's good to have check-ins with people to make sure they're okay when you're engaging in difficult conversations, whether they be emotional, controversial, sensitive in some capacity. Fostering a safe environment for discussion is key, and we have more productive conversations when we remain calm. Clay is as in Henry Clay, known as the Great Compromiser, because he was able to foster those productive political conversations, even regarding contentious topics. And then class, we love this one because it is an expression, stay classy. Staying classy or treating others with respect in particular, even when you are in a conflict with them, rather, in particular, when you are in conflict with them, is key to communicating in a productive way. It's a fun but also very true expression. Are we ready for our next letter? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let me pull up my timer. If you want to go ahead and flip that slide, I can talk about those words. So we do have island, and ire. All right. Are we all ready? 45 seconds on the clock, my friends. And that is ready. On your marks, get set, go. All right, my friends, I do have time. So, time is up. Deborah, do you want to go ahead and share what you've got? So, we have two
Late.
lays from Hawaii. Gorgeous. Do you have any of the other items?
And the lays were for it was ire, and island. Island.
Island.
Got it. It took me. I couldn't. I'm it's a little late. I'm tired. Excellent. Hawaii's great.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
7 I think you've got I think you've got I think you've got you. So I'm going to count that for 2 points because that was
and
also the
and
argument I was going to make.
and a mini you.
And a mini you, you've got two eyes.
Two eyes. Uh, I've only got one thing. I could not. Those were hard ones. I think those might have been the hardest three things we've ever put on a scavenger hunt. The only one I have is I have this name badge for I, because a name that's your
Mhm.
I, that's who you are. That's the only thing I had. I could not that you had me on those. What do you got, Maya?
I am here. I am me for Island. I'm so happy. I did not think about this when I opened this earlier. I do have my Ultra Paradise Monster,
Oh,
which is island flavored. It's kiwi and cucumber, I think.
clever, clever.
Then for ire, I have my little stuffed bull because, running of the bulls are angry, the Toreadors and all of that stuff. Not actually. We love our friends, the bulls. Um, but this is Rocky. He is the mascot for my university.
I love that. That is great.
All right. And with that's me. And without further ado, let's go over why these might be here. So I in particular has a few different readings. For one, it's not all about you. In order to participate in productive discourse, it is super important to remember that we are all different and we're not central to each and every conversation, and that's okay. On a more positive note, I is also in reference to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, in which Dr. King shares his vision for a world where we all treat each other as siblings or as family. I don't know about any of y'all who are listening, who have siblings, but my brother and I certainly have our arguments. Though he and I can have a productive discussion, and we know that in the end we love and support each other to the ends of the earth. For island, we've got solo, so each person is their own island, but it's not necessarily isolationist in nature. We have to live with each other. We have to work with each other, and even strangers have to contend with each other. If all else fails, there are some laws in place to kind of force us to behave, sadly, and to treat people equally to how we treat ourselves. In 1964, the Civil Rights Act was passed, which prohibits discrimination and guarantees the right to equality. We are not an island unto ourselves, and everyone is equal. And then ire. Anger at the problem and anger at the institution. It is okay to feel ire. That said, don't let it cloud your judgment. The other side of that coin is also that 45% of people say that they've stopped talking to someone they know because of politics. Are we ready to go on to got something in the chat? Oh, actually more lays as a gift. Ooh, very cool. So, are we ready to go to our next letter?
Yes.
Alrighty. Your words are vase or vase, vanity, and verses. I got 45 seconds on the clock. On your marks, get set. Oh,
Oh, looks like we might have a winner.
all right, my friends, that is time. All right, Deborah, we've got many vases here, different shapes from flower arrangements to my mom. We've got gorgeous. Do you have anything else for us? My computer's just flopping all over the place.
Look, you look fine to me, and I always love those lights. All right, so
Thank you.
we've got vases for Deborah. Should I show you mine? I'm not sure if Deborah has either of the other two.
Go ahead and show yours, and then I will show mine.
All right, I've got two of the three. Okay. Now this
Mhm.
is just adorable. Come on.
Oh, I
How
love that.
how cute is this? So this is like a little resin. It's inside is resin holding the flowers in.
Nice wee vase. I love that. I agree. Nice wee vase.
It's a little tiny little face. And I have for vanity, I have a compact with a mirror in it. So I have that. So that's all I have. So vanity and vase. Those are mine.
So I'll start with verses because it feels like I'm kind of cheating a little bit, considering I just used this. I do have um, my Rocky pillow pet because it's a college football team and they go head to head and
Oh,
verses
good.
at least a couple of times a year. For vanity, I've got my Aquaphor stick because it is the only thing that helps heal my lips.
Ah,
And then for vase, I did actually grab, I have flowers in a little
aw.
vase that is far too small for them. I will cut the flowers at some point. It has not been a massive priority this week. However, Oh gosh, if I could put this on my shelf, that'd be so, so, so lovely.
We
Don't
don't want
fall.
anything falling down yet. Be careful.
We're
I
good.
I agree. It is nice. It is nice. That is great. Tell us more about these. Why do we have these three terms?
I'm so glad you asked. So, vase for flowers. Oftentimes, people will use flowers as a way to demonstrate appreciation, empathy, or graciousness. And ultimately, those flowers help to let others know that we care about who they are and what they have to say. Vanity. Vanity suggests that we care about or love ourselves at the expense of others. But productive discourse happens when we care about what others have to say. Versus. Now, when we say versus, it sounds a lot like we're in competition. But a handshake, one of the symbols in that curriculum I was talking about earlier, suggests that it's not competition, but cooperation being an important part of productive discourse. All right, are we ready for our next letter?
Yes, I think we just have two left. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
All right. Your letter or your words rather are innocence, information, and ignore. All right, 45 seconds on the clock.
These are also tough ones, man.
These are really bad. These are really tough.
This
All
is a
right, on your
this,
marks, get set, go. There we go. That's time, my friends.
that works. Okay, fantastic.
So,
I was
so what do you want
yeah,
to know? I have a lot of information. I love that. That's hilarious.
that
Very
counts as a
genuinely.
point.
That's absolutely a point. Um, so Stacey, do you want to go over what you've got?
Yes, and I don't know if this breaks the rules. I don't know if we have a rule about this one. So I have one thing that is going to count as all three. I'm being very clever. I'm not usually this clever, but I'm going to go for it. Okay. For information, I have this piece of paper with information on it. For innocence, I have white because we often associate white with innocence. And for ignore, I'm going to put the piece of paper in front of my face and ignore you. What do you think? Does that count?
I'm baffled. I'm I am stumped. Oh my gosh.
Was that impressive? I think
Yeah, I think that counts. That was deeply impressive, very genuinely.
I think it should only count for one though, because I only have one item. So we can just count that for one. What do you have, Maya?
So I have for innocence, I have a pink scrunchie. Because it's like what I tied my hair back with as a little girl, although this one is not from my childhood.
Oh,
This was a gift from my brother, which I feel like is, in its own way innocent. Um, for ignore, I have a box of trash bags because I would like to ignore the fact that I have household chores that I need to do. And then for information, I have
me
my
too.
business card as
Oh,
my information.
there you go.
Ignore headphones. Absolutely. Absolutely, that counts.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. The headphones. I
That is
like that.
significantly better than my trash bags.
I know you made you made it work. You made it work.
I looked
What,
around. I was like, what am I gonna do?
necessity is the mother of invention. So
Mhm.
why these words? These
Why
very
these
hard
words?
words for a scavenger hunt.
So, in a sense, this is kind of funky, but none of us are innocent from our own biases, and that's just kind of part of the human condition. But making a conscious effort to listen and to separate ourselves from those biases is incredibly important. Give people the benefit of the doubt, like we were talking about. Don't jump to conclusions. Provisionalism is when we engage in a dialogue with a willingness to listen to other perspectives, gain new knowledge, be challenged, and possibly even persuaded. For ignore, we all wish that ignoring a problem would make it go away. I know I do. But sadly, no dice. That said, ignoring a problem means that there's no progress. Then information. Information is key, and more than that, quality information. After all, research has found that 113% of people misrepresent statistics when trying to make a point. Though that is a joke, though that's a joke, the misrepresentation of statistics and pieces of information, either being misunderstood or taken out of context, is a real issue.
Yeah, and by the way, I love this point in the chat of ignoring people can be rude. So I want to make sure we didn't ignore the person who said that, because that would be rude.
Look at this coming full circle.
Thank you for contributing. Should we go for the next letter? Are we ready? Final letter.
I think we should. Let me grab my timer. I don't remember what these are, and I wrote them. So we're all seeing these. All right. Are we ready? Flip to the next letter, please.
Ooh, there we
Oh,
go.
we have learn, listen, and labor. All right, 45 seconds on the clock. On your marks, get set, go. And that is time, my friends.
Oh, I did not do so well that time.
So, Deborah, my darling, we've got learn, we got listen, and we got labor. I love that. I love that. Let me go ahead and take those points down. Stacey, do you want to go over what you've got first?
Well, I was going to read what's in the chat so you can never stop learning. I love that. I'm going
Mhm.
back to another university to learn more. I think that is great. We have listen by turning off the TV, radio, take off earbuds, um, and listen 100%. I'm with you. And labor, work, and I help take care of my mom who is older. That is definitely labor. It's a labor of love indeed. By the way, Maya, are those heart earrings?
They are.
I thought they were. So speaking of love, labor of love, love is also a part of productive discourse because, it helps when we love people that we have some motivation then, right? Because we love them to have productive discourse. So I appreciate that. And I only have one item, which is kind of sad. I didn't want to use my
No.
my teaching folders again for Learn. So,
Mhm.
but I have um, a cookbook for Learn. So, because I want to cook more, so I want to learn to cook. I don't actually attempt much to do that, but I want to learn. So that is mine. Nothing for listener labor.
I fear I'm cheating in that I'm using the same object for two things.
We
So
haven't written it into the rules yet, so we have to make a decision on that. But
I think it's fun. I think it shows ingenuity. I
it,
say as I could not find a third item, and so I'm choosing to use it for two. Um, so I've got for listen, I've got my headphones,
good.
stealing that idea from Deborah because that was super, super smart. Then for learn and labor, I have cell biology textbook. This was one of the textbooks that I used last semester. This is just the paper copy. I used the online more, but labor because this is the stuff that I will be doing as a career and for my work. Oofa. That is so much heavier than I remember it being.
And in the chat, the question is, are you studying biology?
I am. So I have a bachelor's degree in biology, and I am currently getting a master's of science in medical science.
No, I don't know. Do we have our tally yet? Do you need a minute? And should we take that time to have somebody guess what the word is that we spelled? I know it's not a tiebreaker. I don't think, or I don't know, but I'm guessing it's not a tiebreaker.
It is not a tiebreaker, but I would love to have. He has 2 degrees in biology, working in a lab. That's full. I am currently starting a new research project. I did some research on pollinator perception when I was an undergrad. So I'm starting new lab work this I just started a couple of weeks ago. I'm very excited. Any whoosies,
Talk about learning.
absolutely talk about learning.
That's great.
So if
Oh,
we want to go ahead and guess what word connects these things, well, I do actually calculate points.
so in our, what did the letters in the circle spell? I know. That's wait. So the comment is, I didn't know that they spelled a word. Yes. So can you guess? Do you have any memory of what the letters might have been? Anybody? And we will eventually tell you if you can't.
Oh, absolutely.
We won't keep it a secret, but if you can guess.
Like I said, there's a method to the madness.
Usually if it'll be our tiebreaker. But okay, in that case, and actually, did you tell us what these words mean yet? The
I
labor.
have not.
Why don't we do that?
Alrighty. So, first off, we do have, or I'm going to start with listen because I'm feeling spicy and we're going to start in the middle. So, active listening is important for productive discourse. It might be the very first step towards civility. And 68% of people believe that incivility is a major problem. You can't learn and accept if you're not listening. You got to start somewhere. Additionally, we all want to be listened to when sharing our experiences and beliefs. For labor, we do have the Civil Rights Act, which rather prohibits, slip of the tongue, discrimination and guarantees the right to equality. And for learn, some of our key people that we want you to find more out about if you check that infographic are Bob Ross and Fred Rogers, who is better known as Mr. Rogers. These guys are educators. They help teach their audience skills through understanding and accepting themselves and others. So, do we have any ideas on that final word?
I can scroll through and we can see. Here we go at the start. And there you have it, civil. Also, a very
Absolutely.
important word for productive discourse is being civil to each other. So, and now we can say thank you. And who are we congratulating? Who is our winner?
We are congratulating our dear friend, Deborah. Congratulations, Deborah.
Yay.
So the prize today is going to be a set of conversation starter cards. Very, very exciting. Uh, my darling, if you are in the contiguous 48, shoot me an email. If you aren't, also shoot me an email. Please let me know. I'll drop my email in the chat.
We want to make sure you send your address. So,
Yes,
so we
Southern California.
can.
But if you want to go ahead and shoot me an email, let me make sure that is my email. Yes. If you want to go ahead and shoot me an email with your address, we can go ahead and get that sent out to you. With a whopping 11 points on our scavenger hunt, you will also be receiving a fun little nifty
Certificate.
Ooh, certificate. That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word. You will be receiving a nifty little certificate from me. If you would not mind shooting me that email so I have your email as well, I can get those to you. So, without further ado, thank you so much to our participants, and thank you so much, Stacey, for helping me co-facilitate. Thank y'all for joining us on our We Got Game event on Productive Discourse. Brand new name, brand new everything. We do hope you enjoyed this event. Please remember that this is only the beginning of learning about this topic. Also, please consider committing to a weekly act to raise awareness about issues relating to productive discourse. Getting informed by coming to this event is a great way to start. Please take a moment right now to take our quick poll. These are not the same questions that you will get in your survey post-event. So to look for and learn about more great Inform Your Community events, not only our We Got Game program, though I'm partial to this one, you can find events from our other programs as well. Please check out our website, like I said earlier, www.informyourcommunity.org. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please be sure to like our video, subscribe to the channel, share with family and friends. Also, we do ask that you consider donating to cover the cost of materials and shipping if you can afford it. It helps keep our events free. For those that can't, we do some wonderful events where we'll send you a craft kit and you can do a socially conscious craft with us. Upcoming events for the organization include When Safe Becomes Unsafe, which is a popcorn and chat movie night on March 19th. And our next We Got Game event, Conscious Consumption, which is about food waste, will be on Thursday, April 9th. One more time, thank you for coming and for helping inform your own communities based on what you learned today.